Y'all, these chicks think we are really stupid. This nosy whore, this avatar Monica, or should I say Mrs. Sauls, and Marcella, they think we are really fucking stupid. The audacity. Let's start with Monica. This woman, all about the tea. She is an agent of chaos. This woman hid behind an avatar all this time and caused destruction. She completely tore apart her own panel. So as Monica has said herself out of her own mouth, she has a corporate job. She didn't need YouTube at all. Her YouTube channel for her was all about power and greed. The fact that she could hide behind a screen and cause destruction while also profiting off of people as a bonus. To work in a corporate office of a big food chain and have to compose herself in a certain way at all times and always hold up an image at all times. She was finally able to let go and be herself and not really have to account for it because nobody knew who she really was until now. Monica is a very beautiful woman, very intelligent, very well educated, with a stick up her ass and a silver spoon in her mouth, very entitled. She has some very narcissistic traits about her. Monica does not have a career in YouTube. Her career is in corporate fast food industry. She's very high up, I'll say. So when she first was exposed for who she really was, it's very funny that a big company like Bojangles would come out with a statement for one person claiming that that's not their employee. But the employee who said that her family was exposed when her name and information was, never said one word, never spoke, never allowed her voice to be heard in any way, shape, or form. The bottom line is, now that people know who she is, it's making the company look bad. Bojangles looks bad. They have to let her go. That is her career, her livelihood, everything. So she is, of course, willing to destroy Monica the avatar. No one knows who she is. She can create another avatar and do it all over again. This is where Marcella comes in. Her assistant. Marcella knows exactly who she is, yet goes on a live of NOSEY HEAUX and claims that this other woman, an innocent person by the name of Monica Allen, claims that this is the actual All About the Tea Monica, knowing that it is not. To basically protect the actual identity of the first and actual Monica that was exposed, to also distract us and keep us from knowing that that's what she's doing by going in and insulting Avatar Monica, the person that no one is supposed to know who is behind that computer. Marcella has always kissed the ass of Monica. Kissed her ass hard. So all of a sudden, in the snap of a finger, you're saying all these things that a person named Monica that nobody knows who it is has said about you, when you know exactly who Monica really is. If anyone knows who she is, it's you. So one day, during one of Nosey HEAUX lives, Marcella just so happens to be tuning in and sending her super chats because, of course, as you all know, if you've subscribed to her, she's not reading yo shit unless you send a super chat. And she said that herself. So Marcella is basically coming in on the comments, making all of these allegations about Avatar Monica and saying that her cousin is saying these terrible things, and Monica is telling her personal, but I'm sorry, she's saying that Avatar, she's putting everything on an avatar, an entity, not an actual person. So I'm thinking, oh wow, she's about to tell who, she's about to go ahead and confirm who she is, because if anybody knows who Monica is, it's Marcella. She definitely knows who she really is. Then she goes on to tell her and suggest to her that no, it's beefy Monica, as Nosey HEAUX fat shames this lady, Miss Allen. The whole situation, if you look at it, is completely rehearsed and staged. The way that they are bouncing things back and forth at each other, very rehearsed. It was at that point, it was very clear that this is something that the real Monica set them up to do. All this time of getting over using these people, playing them against each other and throwing them out to the trash and not paying them a dime, or paying them peanuts, I'll say, to now she's shelling out the money because her identity is out there and who she is. She needs to fix it, do everything she can. Her actual career, her real livelihood is on the line with Bojangles, because once it's exposed who she is and everything she's done and said, her job is pretty much on the line. She works in the corporate office of Bojangles. This is no cashier. She is not dropping chicken. None of that. Mopping floors. No, she's in charge of their corporate, the whole corporate's employees. This woman is a great manipulator, a very big manipulator. Schoolboy, for example, she plays like a fiddle, just like a puppet, because Schoolboy is just very easy to sway. Schoolboy has, I honestly feel very bad for her. You know, they pretty much had a very, very rough childhood and just wanted to be accepted and belong somewhere. And with this platform, all about the tea that Monica had, she played on that. She played on the fact that Schoolboy had a hard upbringing, never really had a place to fit in, and always just yearned for that. And she took Schoolboy and saw that she could manipulate and narcissist they feed off of that. She sat there, and because Schoolboy was apologizing just for getting in it in the first place, and didn't even know what was going on, just instantly jumping down Plez's throat for no reason at all, because Monica lied. And while she's crying and trying to apologize to Plez, Monica stops her, does everything in her power to interrupt, and calls her, "Baby, you okay, baby? What's wrong, baby?" It's disturbing. She's clearly was manipulating her, and it broke my heart. And it's a thing that I feel like she's still doing. As far as Plez, in my opinion from the beginning, Plez was a little bit too strong of a personality for Monica's panel. In order to be a part of Monica's panel, it seemed more like you had to be kind of I'll say, dick rider. As long as you were good at dick riding and all of that, and you can't shine too bright. No, you can't get too many compliments. No. More compliments to Monica? Not at all. Not having it. Monica never had any fear or concerns about her, All About the Tea channel going down. She had no plans on it being anything that's too long term. She didn't need it financially. It was all there for power, and she could start over again. What she did not intend on happening was her identity and who she really was being exposed. Well, honey, everything you give to the universe comes right back to you. Eventually. Just like a boomerang. You can't hide behind an avatar and tear people apart and cause destruction and chaos and hurt people like you did, and not expect for it to come back at you. Your entire livelihood is on the line right now, and you are desperate. You are scrambling to do everything you possibly can to deflect. Dragging every other Monica you can find into your shitstorm so that you can continue to sit back behind an avatar and hide and laugh at what you created. Well, ma'am, it's over now. At this point, you are better off just coming out. Apologize. That's all you have to do. Just come out and apologize to these people. As far as Nosey Whore goes, I had to unsubscribe to her channel long ago. All she does is make up lies and scream constantly. Scream and cuss and cuss. She did have good, very interesting content at one point. Then it just started to get disgusting to me. The screaming and cussing at people who are your fans. They are there because they are interested in you. You cuss them out like the shit is cute. And demand them to pay you to read their comments. They could be commenting just to show you love and support, and you will cuss them out and tell them you're not reading their fucking comments unless they send you some money. I will show love and support to YouTubers all day, any day. And I send super chats every single day to my favorite YouTubers that I watch. And none of them cuss me out or cuss their supporters out and tell them, if you're not sending a fucking super chat, I'm not reading shit. You know, that's abuse. But yeah, this nosy whore, she will take a dime from anybody and pretty much do anything they ask for any amount of money. She doesn't display herself to anyone who has much of a soul. And I understand. We've all been through things. At the end of the day, you may not have a lot, but at least you can still say that you have your soul. And no amount of money could have taken that away. But she seems very, very soulless, disturbed. There's pain behind her eyes, though she pretends to be unbothered. And her herself, she's very manipulative. Yeah, so at this point, I feel like Nosey HeauX, Marcella, they both are in cahoots with Monica, the real Monica, to basically distract everyone and throw everyone off by putting out these fake people, these fake Monicas, and pictures of all these ridiculous, like, people that have nothing to do with anything when the proof is there. Her voice is very distinctive. Her voice, Monica's voice, matches Monica Saul's.
Lawyer. I'm still doing the same job that I was always doing, but somehow I have to do it differently. I'm not going to do any of that. I may not even give them bottles of water on the curb.